Okay, so we're live again. Um, Good. Okay, so where we left off before was I was thinking about cleaning up where that defined in UI.h. We're gonna clean up this struct UI, which is just a structure of function pointers, which is a very C++ style way of writing C. It's not too useful in this case. Um, Now, first, I noticed I missed a couple functions when I was cleaning up some of the getters. So we'll go and delete those first, or clean those up. And then I think instead of starting with UI, we'll probably start with UI win instead. Because it's a bit smaller and it doesn't touch as many things. Um, so first though, we will start by I found count set. So some of these set functions, I think they're all like single line, not very useful functions. So start here like this dot c, we have count set. So count set is just a single line thing. And all it does is range check the count to make sure it's greater than 0. So this can be replaced with a macro, and also I think most of the places using it are actually using absolute values anyways, so we don't really need to worry about it. So yeah, like as you see, like all these things in main.c, all these ones that set count unknown, they can just set it directly, and then there's 3 places where we actually set a count based on variables. For those, we can just solve that with another macro called I'll probably call. I'm going to delete these comments as well. Define this count normalize. So I'll take a count, and then so count less than 0. This count unknown or count. You can do that. Now, get rid of both of these comments, they're not really needed. So let's go to close vis.c and open vis lua.c first. So 1470. This already kind of does some checking. Actually, this is already checking if it's unsigned or not, so we don't even need to do that here. We can just directly set it. So this action.count equals count. So Lua check unsigned means it's already unsigned. If it's not unsigned, Lua will throw an error. And one thing that Lua does when it throws an error is it actually doesn't continue executing after this point. So because like basically Lua, the way Lua is set up is like when Lua init whatever is called, it sets up like a jump buffer, which is like a stack restore point. And if Lua throws an error, it jumps back to that point, and nothing here will continue. So we actually don't need to check this here. though we could do it for good practice, but I think I won't do that. So that would be the Lua case here. Let's get rid of that. And then the other cases, so we don't have that anymore. That function, this can get deleted in a second here. And then the other uses are in main.c, which we're gonna go to, before I just bulk replace these, I'll go to 2109. So actually, again, yeah, actually here we can change this again. We actually don't even need this variable here anymore. Oh, sorry. Okay, so if count, this is a little strange. I don't know why this is here. If count is just greater than 0, this is just really weird. So if count started out as something greater than 0, which can't be viscount unknown because viscount unknown is -1. Yeah, weird. If it's less than 0, it should just be set to. Honestly, like this whole thing is just like really weird. We don't really need this. We can just do this. Oops, this to action dot count is equal to this count normalize this count. That's all we need to do here. Because if it was already, this is really weird. So I think this was just like this was just poor code to begin with because I didn't actually change anything here besides changing this into a macro. Yeah, so if this count is equal to unknown, also I'm noticing a typo there. Oops. Yeah, so here with this count default, so if the count was equal to -1, so it was equal to this count unknown, we just set it to 0. This code's like a little strange. This should really be if this dot count this to action count greater than 0, this to action dot count minus equals 1. And then this count default. Yeah, so I don't think we need any of this here. this is a little strange. So the count was never going to be less than 0 to begin with, besides if it was unknown. So I'm pretty sure I can just do that. So it's 2109. Now 1803. This is actually the only place where we have to do this viscount normalize. So we do this to action.count is equal to this count normalize count times 10 plus digit. And that is that. That one's done and that one's done. And then the rest of these are setting viscount to viscount unknown. So which is less than 0, but if it's less than 0, just gets set to count unknown anyways. So we can just, yeah, we can go into here and just do x viscount set actually just do it this way. Let's highlight this. And then we do this, and then oops. Nope, didn't want to do that. Okay, so need to be careful. So if you see here in the bottom, I've got 9 cursors currently open, so they're just off screen. And go back into normal mode without exiting, and then I can delete that. And then we can do that. And we're good. Close that, open this.c, go to count set, and just delete that. And delete the prototype. Now let's do a quick make. I don't actually need all of those, so okay, so that's built fine, so that's probably fine. We'll just quickly do a quick check here. Yeah, and count still works everywhere. Forward. I don't notice any issues with the count, so that's good. That's another thing we just deleted. I'll just make sure I didn't typo any of these weirdly or have extra spaces, I mean. So the rest of this looks fine. Just add that. That should be okay. Now, tab width set and shell set. So, tab width set. That's defined in view dot, not in view dot c. Where is that defined? view tab with set, this tab with set is not a function anymore. This tab with set is not a function. So I can delete that. This shell set should be a function still. Now this one I probably won't delete. I don't think this is a simple one-liner. Because I think it has to copy a string. Yeah. So there's like there's some stuff going on here. So I'll leave that one alone. But I do want to check this view tab with set. So view view tab with set. This also does some stuff, so we'll leave that one alone as well. Now this view tab with get can probably be deleted though. Well, okay, actually it can't be because so right now view is an opaque structure. It should be defined right here. Yeah. So until I move view, which I'll do after I clean up some other stuff, view will have to just that function will have to stick around. So yeah, we can add this.h. We can commit amend, clean up single line getter, clean up some single line getter setter functions, get set functions. Let's get them locked again. Okay. So that was that's a good change. So there's 47 lines deleted and without changing anything. It's all just boilerplate, you know, boilerplate useless functions. So that is good. You can just delete all of that. It's nice. Now we will go on to this UI win struct, which is also opaque, but well, why is that opaque actually? I don't know. So yeah, let's just do an if 0 here so I can still look at this until I delete it. Now if we just do this, we're gonna get some weird errors. So view.h, UI.h, they all take this UI pointer. UI win pointer, which is Windows swap UI pointers. That doesn't even make sense because there's no data here. What does that function even do? That doesn't make sense because the UI win struct doesn't have any data. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. Yeah. Okay, it's gonna be a little annoying. So, let's see if I can find an example here. Yeah. So, in C, if the first member of your struct is a different struct, and you know that the pointer, so if you take a UI win pointer and you know that it originally came from this UI term win, um, because this struct is the first member, a pointer to this struct is equivalent to a pointer to this struct. Um, Now, this is incredibly ugly. This is an incredibly ugly way of doing things, and I am really not a fan of it. So, definitely it needs to be changed. Now, that might be difficult. So, we should start by looking at where this UI term win is being used. Um, these are all internal functions. Um, but yeah, so here's that example. So this function UI window draw takes a UI window pointer, and the first thing we do is we cast that pointer to UI term win pointer. And the only reason you're allowed to do that is because the UI window is the first member of the struct UI term win. Because otherwise this would be completely nonsense and would make it would just cause the you'd basically be just reinterpreting whatever data was there as something that it's not, which is not good. So I can't remember what this is just called in object-oriented programming. I think it's called yeah, I don't remember actually. That's fine. There's a term that in object-oriented programming that basically is talking about this, is where you have like a class that um, has inherited from another class, and you're allowed to cast that that subclass back to the base class um, under certain conditions. So basically, that is what's going on here. Very ugly. Now, I'd like to change that, but that might be a little complicated for me to do just super right now. Let me see. So that's like that's just a giant tangled mess of code. Um, let's look at UI init. So here we're doing that thing again. UI term has a UI struct as the first member of it. Um, Now UI struct UI, it's in UI.h. So UI so again, UI is just a table of functions, but term UI, which is not defined here, it's defined in UI terminal.c. UI term. Yeah. Already, like comments like this are not fun to see in C. Um, so what that means is that UI term now, since this is all entirely here, I might be able to just delete this member and then fix all the UI term usage where it's calling functions on that pointer. So here, right. Sorry, UI init. Oh, it's not even right. That gets called as a UI term new. So we make a new UI term. Oh, this code. Oh no. So maybe before just doing the whole struct all at once, it's probably easier to just start fixing some of the places where these functions are getting called. um, yeah, so or just moving the UI term out into UI.h is probably the best bet to start with. So UI term is where all the data is just held. So probably that can just get moved to UI.h, and then I can get rid of UI dot whatever. So UI term should just be renamed to UI, and then UI where are we here? In the UI table here, not UI win table just yet. We leave that. This one, oops. If zero. This one will get if zeroed out, and then and if. So okay, here, delete this. This is no longer here. UI term. Um, we need to forward declare this for now until I go and move this as well, because this also has a bunch of data in it. But we'll start by doing it this way. So let's get rid of UI term. This is now UI. And it's going to cause a ton of problems, but that is okay. We will go ahead and fix them. Let's fix that first. Don't know why that was forward declared. Does it need to be forward declared? UI win pointer. It was all for that. Okay, well, actually, I see why that was like that. That's kind of ugly, but I don't want to fix that right now. So UI win. UI win. So technically what I can do is make these all take pointers to this struct. So if you just do, well, these are actually equivalent, so I'll just do it. I only have to change it here. Let's do this. UI win, oops, change that to struct UI win. This is now like equivalent, so even I don't have to actually change where these functions are just defined, because a pointer to struct UI win is equivalent to UI win pointer. So that will clean up all of those. Except that was type def before something in view.c, which is a little annoying. Delete that. Where is view dot? Yeah. Does that actually need to be defined first? I don't think it does. Just move that down here. This is ugly. I don't like having headers inside of other headers because you have a bunch of ugly stuff going on. But we'll just do that for now. So max width is defined where? These should be called UI max width and height. And they should be in here, not in there. And then max width, UI max width. Yeah, that's some ugly. That is some ugly code. So I'll just go at the end. I will happily be not doing that soon. So now we need to figure out where cells are defined, which header has cell defined in it. It actually might be in view.h, which is a problem. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the problems with the way this was programmed is that there's all these like intertwined headers, which makes doing a single change very, very difficult. Let's see if I can just copy this and not break everything, but it's quite possible this will just break everything. None of these take cells, right? Yeah. So why is vis.h including why is ui.h including vis.h? That is some ugliness. And somehow view.h is still not finding UI win. Okay, well this might not be as easy as I was expecting. So yeah, let's check out that and we will switch to working on the view first because it seems like view is randomly tied up with the UI. So view on its own doesn't look that terrible, but you have this struct here. So I'd like this struct to not be opaque anymore, because it is full of data, and it would be nicer if this was not just an opaque struct. So instead of doing this, where we have some type def struct view, we're just gonna take this, and it's gonna be an opaque struct, and it will just be type def directly. Oops. Yeah, these other type defs. Yes, this is some code right now. So line. Well, actually, let's not do that. Let's move those back to where they were. Oops. And move this down. To here. Yeah. Selection is elsewhere, so I will just leave that for now. Where are these defined? In view.c, of course. Yeah, so we will go ahead and do. I will be moving this stuff out of here and into here. Okay. So now the view struct is no longer opaque, which means anywhere that we're calling like some function, view, get, whatever, it can be deleted. So now if we go into view.h and we look at get whatever, tab with get, tab with, that does normalization, but tab with get, error view symbol of end of file get, like stuff like that. So let's start with tab with get, I guess. Let's check it, but I'm like 100% sure that it's just a single variable in the view. What's that about? Yeah, so we will close that, and we will go to, I'll just delete this, and we will go ahead and close this. Oops. Oh, that's fine. Tab with get. So here we are going to get rid of this. And we're just going to do view to tab with. Oops. fix these other ones because I deleted the prototype. 130. That. Tab width. Tab width. Yeah. Tab width. View this.c 1520. So we're gonna open view.c, tab with get delete. So now, oops, now if we do this, okay, so no problems there. Yeah, let's start actually by committing this so that I can roll back as needed. Git dot star this lua.c, this operators.c, this.c. I'll expand this message after. So make view unopaque. Already there's like some amount of deletion going on without changing anything. All we changed was one function. So that's nice. So now if we go back to view.h, yeah, view height get, view height width get, these cannot be deleted. Probably just in a few places here. So view height get, probably just, yeah, exactly as you would expect. They're just doing that. So we'll just delete those. Let's see. View height get. View needs that. View to height. This function might need to just get removed as well, but we will see. Oh, well, let's just leave that because that will get optimized out. So just leave that extra variable so it's consistent with this line down here, which this might be a bug. Why are we passing this here? Like, why? This would imply that this view is different from this view, but we're never actually checking for that. See, this is yeah, this is something. I mean, it's only accessed in this function, so, or in this file, so view lines bottom. Oh, it's a function pointer. Good. Good. Very good. I'll just add a to do here. Oh, weird. Oh, oops, I think I committed the wrong. That's fine. Fix it after. So yeah, I'm gonna add a to do here. Is this, or maybe even a fix me? There. Because yeah, that's a little strange. But we will just do that for now and assume that it was kind of correct. That was those two, and then U.H, we deleted that. No, we didn't delete that. No, we deleted that. So yeah, this lua.c view height. So get rid of this one. Height. Width. Ag view width get. So view width get is only used in a couple places. Was open vis.c. Let's just close this header for now. So 227. $260. $350. Is this view pointer getting used? Yes. Okay. For now, anyways. That's fine. So, okay, and then UI terminal is also calling that. Oops. UI terminal dot C 264. I'm not sure why this is being stored as a variable, but okay, sure. Maybe it gets changed. That's fine. So let's see if that is going good. Okay, so that's going good. If we check this with this master, yeah, we're shrinking. We are shrinking now more than 5K. So each of those 5K bytes is part of an instruction in the compiled binary. So each byte, yeah, so instructions on x86 or like 64-bit systems, sorry, on AMD 64 systems, I should say, they can be encoded. They're like a variable length, so we can even just look at it if we do like object dump dash d and intel. The object dump calls AMD64 Intel instruction encoding. There's like different instruction encodings. I find this one's like the easiest to read, as opposed to maybe like AT&T encoding or something, or I don't really remember. But if we just look at, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do less. So let's just go do some function that's an actual function. So yeah, so let's look at, so here's like a move instruction. So the move instruction is encoded by the byte 48, like 0x48 in hexadecimal. And then its operands can be variable length. So here we're just moving two registers. So those registers are encoded by this 89C7. But so again here, this 89C7. So part of this 89 is actually part of this 48. Okay, I'd have to look at like the encoding, but basically there's like possibly like some bits here in this 48. Part of it is move, part of it is which version of move. So and part of it is like part of possibly one bit pertaining to the which registers to just edit. So but basically anyways, that means that if we've just removed 5k, we've removed 5,000 of these instruction encoding bytes, which means some multiple less number of instructions that the CPU has to do. So now more instructions isn't always bad. Sometimes if they're like branchless instructions, it can be like really fast. The CPU can like predict them and skip over them. But for instructions that are just, so sorry, if you're accessing these functions through a pointer, like they were being accessed before, what can happen is that CPU is not going to know what's beyond that pointer. So it can prefetch some of the data, but it doesn't really know where the function is. So it can't ever like execute that instruction, which is called like branch prediction. It can't do that branch because it doesn't know where the pointer is going to resolve to. It just has to jump to it. So and that's going to invoke like cache misses, and it's going to be slow. So just reducing the instruction count isn't necessarily going to increase the performance of your program, but removing pointer dereferences is definitely going to increase the performance of your program. And that's also why if anyone ever says that like vtables in C++ are free, they're just wrong, because unless the whole vtable is already in the cache, which is very unlikely, it is going to invoke some amount of latency that wouldn't have been there if it had just had the raw bytes instead of like a pointer, instead of having to go and access a pointer to get the address of the function. If it just had the address of the function from the get-go, it would avoid that issue. That's like an aside. It's not really important right now. So, yeah, what did we say here? This is just working fine, I assume. Yeah, there's like no issues here. So, add this restore point, I guess. So add this.c, this motions.c, view.h, view.c, UI terminal.c, this lua.c, some end. So there's some more deleted code. view.h. What else can we delete from view.h? Which other functions do we have that are doing nothing useful? This is possibly not useful. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually just look at this one. I have a feeling that file range is just that the primary selection is a member of the view. Let's have a look actually. So where are we here? Maybe not. Maybe it has to get constructed from this selections pointer. So actually, we'll just skip that one for now. I'll check that one out I'll check that one out after. So get. A lot of these are probably just returning. Some of this might actually be in the selection itself. I don't actually know. I haven't looked at the structure. That's just so here's one where I can actually pretty much say for certain is not going to be anything more complicated than a single line. Cursor get. So that is obviously going to be defined in view.c. Open view.c and we'll go to 896. Yeah. So actually it's got to do this thing. So view cursor position view cursors position. I don't know why it's called that. It is called that. Okay, this is a bit annoying. So it's jumping through like many functions. I would like to compress that quite a bit, but for now I'll just leave that. I think. See what else we got in here. Da, da, da. So these ones are looking view selections column count. On this one actually has to do some work. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's not the window width. Never mind. Here's one, view selections count. View selection number. These are not useful. So view selections count. I need to actually search that properly. Oops. Let's just delete all that. Yeah, so this is count. This is all over the place. And it was only needed because the view struct was opaque before. So I can go ahead and just clean this up by placing the exact variable where it should be. So let's delete that one. That one. Actually, it was even being called in view.c, but we'll just go down the list. So registers dot C191 when to view to selection count is prompt 117 we'll get rid of that one. Next we will have sam.c fifteen 12 selections count, and here the selections count plus 1. Okay, so that's those. Now main.c has this all over the place. So I will be using SAM to do that. View selections count. Selections count. Go. I think this dot view just returns a view as well, but delete that after. So that'd be all of those main C. View.c selection. Yeah, actually, this is also just going to be this. Okay, because I had that third line, I see. That's not there, so now we go to this lua.c 2200 selections count. Selections count. This dot c 257. Okay, and then 755. So this is gonna be good. Nice. Nice. Good job. Yeah. Good job. Selection count. Hopefully everyone was just laughing at me. Surprisingly, I only did that in 2 places. I did not run that. Okay. There you go. No, I didn't. I did it all over the place. It's just didn't get to recompiling those ones. Oops, that. Okay, this prompt. Seven. And that should almost be it. That is it. So now if we do this and we do x include 30 selections. Thought it was control N2. I guess I'm not in the. Anyways, that still seems fine. Okay, so now we'll add all those. And just do star.c. Because there's nothing here that shouldn't be getting added. And then view.h. Alrighty, so there's a bunch of those. This is, yeah, not gonna be the best way of getting through here because of that, but well, we can get rid of like this function now. Possibly we can get rid of this function, but I might just leave that function. And get rid of this function though. Don't see a point for that one. Yeah. Especially because it's only being called in one place. Very, very useful function there. Get rid of that one. That's nice. Hello, Terrace. Okay, close that. What else do we have here that doesn't matter? This behind me, yeah, so this is a Tektronix oscilloscope, and I believe it's a Tektronix 7603. Just look it up. I believe it was made in the 80s, but I could be wrong. Tektronix 7603. Interesting. Oh, it was produced from 1972 till 1990. Um, so I haven't actually tried Zig. Um, I've thought about Zig, but then I also thought about using like Odin Lang. I think I'd probably, if I'm gonna try a new language, I'll probably try Odin Lang before I try Zig. But Zig is pretty interesting, yeah. It has some like really good ideas, like especially the fact that all allocations, so that you can set like an allocator um, before you call any function that might do an allocation. I think that's like really interesting because it allows you to do like it allows you to add like arena allocators very uh, easily and stuff like that. You only know C++. Um, so I assume you're being sarcastic, of course. Um, yeah, so like that's like the cool thing about Zig is that um, all allocations are like explicit. Um, so when you want to write like really high performance type of software, you usually want to be able to control all the allocations yourself. And also, if you are programming on a really constrained device, so obviously your desktop computer is not really a constrained device, but if you're programming like a microcontroller, it's very important that you can manage the memory. Let's see here. Can I get rid of this function? Oops. Is selection opaque? Probably. Yeah, so selection, is it defined here? It might be defined here as well. Yeah, it's defined here. So actually, I'll move this out as well and get rid of this. Probably these other headers need selection. So yeah, so like that's only like really important on well, it's important in other contexts as well, but it's most important in embedded systems, um, where you have like very, very limited RAM space, you know. You're lucky if you have like megabytes of RAM. Definitely not the many gigabytes that desktop computers have. Look at this. Not sure that selection needs a view pointer, but uh, actually maybe I should leave this until later. I'll make that a different commit. Just leave that. Um, so this is like the Vis text editor, which I should have like a link ready to post. I don't. Um, uh, Sorry, let me just get a link here. Yeah, so it's like this text editor. I am one of the maintainers, I guess now, and I felt like doing some cleanup. So there's like a lot of this is like programmed in what I call C++ style C, um, where we're making like heavy use of function pointers everywhere, and it makes the code like really really hard to edit. Um, it's like all tangled up in like this mess where you can't actually you have to write yourself like every time you want to access any sort of variable, you have to write like a getter, and it's just really tedious and hard to read. Um, well, you say that, but you see, C is not really meant to be written in C++ style, and if you try to write it in C++ style, you end up making everything much, much, much more difficult on yourself. So if you wanted it to be written in C++, it should have just been written in C++ from the start. But since it's written in C, it should be written in a style that's, makes it easy to program if you're going to be writing it in C. So that's sort of what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to like clean up some of these features that are making it very difficult to edit. A lot of those selection things can get changed, but I don't want to do that in this commit. What on earth? I'll take a look at it, but I probably won't contribute to it. Okay, what else do we got? Oh yeah, here. This can get deleted. Let's have a look. Let's copy this. I don't know too much about Dart, so I don't know if I can really give any comments. And I also don't necessarily agree with the premise, so um, I don't really think like branches and commits are like something that's burdensome. PRs, yes and no. I do like to use like more of a mail-based approach. So like the Linux kernel, for instance, does everything over email. Generally, I find that to be a bit more how should I put it? I find it like a bit nicer to work with than like with GitHub PRs, especially because GitHub PRs don't they have like some limitations, but definitely they have their place. So let's see here. This lua.c is the only place where that's being called. So you break at get that. And probably this set function as well. Delete that. Oh no, break that set needs to make a copy. So actually that one will stay. Right, this lua.c. Oh, that one. This one closed. Break at weird. Break at get. When to view to break at. Um I probably didn't want to do that, but anyways, we'll just make this to make sure this didn't break anything. Okay, so that is good. Uh, um, I'm not like too familiar with like the whole JavaScript ecosystem, I should say, because my background's like mostly electrical engineering, so um, yeah, I haven't really done too much like web development. Um, Mostly I've done a lot of work with like embedded type stuff. What am I doing? View.h and view.c actually, maybe more importantly. I guess I should just add that. Okay. So if we go to view.c, jump around a little bit in here. View tab with set, that's fine. This one maybe is not necessary. Have a look, see where this is getting called. Yeah, honestly, this can just be a macro. So if I open view.h, viewport get, pound define, viewport get, viewport get. I don't think like my get workflow is like too different. Like I generally am using branches like everyone else to um separate like new changes from other work. Sometimes I can be working on like multiple branches at the same time, and then uh, for like sending patches, I just send patches like however the author of the project wants me to send patches. So some people prefer to send stuff on like GitHub or GitLab or like Codeberg. Um, then there's also other projects where they're just using a mailing list where I'll just send patches over email. So there's like get send email, for instance, which I use that like fairly often. This is gonna take viewport get is gonna take view, take a v. It's gonna return a file range. Literally this. Okay, close that one. 1769. Just do that. And then Those are done. That is gone. This.c 305. It depends. So if I'm working on multiple computers, like I'll use branches to synchronize. So like I have like a few projects that I just push to my website and I'll push branches there and then clone them from like my other computers when I want to use them. Like if I'm working on something that's in progress and I want to continue working on it elsewhere. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not really using like branches for anything besides, adding like new features and then getting review or whatever. So that is good. Didn't really break anything. I'm not sure what you mean. Like just get branched dash D or dash D if you know it's already been merged. I don't like have like a ton of branches that don't do anything, right? Um, Usually, I actually forgot about that one branch, but um, anyways, um, what I do here? Yeah, that is fine. Git add star.c h. Well, like I usually don't have like a ton of branches, right? Like I have like one or two or three, and then as soon as I've like merged them to master, I just delete them. I think like the part that's more annoying for me is I always forget what command it is to delete them on the remote that you're pushing to. What else do we got here? Uh, that function is fine. I'm gonna touch that right now. View invalidate. Yeah, this function is not needed. Oops. View invalidate. Don't need that. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's right. Editing this using this. I think that's like the mark of not of your editor not being like a toy editor is when you can use it to edit itself. Did I? Oh yeah, view to invalidate, need update, true. View invalidate. Need update. What was it called? Need update. Yeah. Need update equals true. So like apparently it used to run on Windows. Like I'm not really sure. I'm gonna try it again on Windows. So I used to like be a little. I used to not like having the effort to. Sorry, how should I put it? I used to not want to put the effort into port stuff to Windows. But recently I've wrote a few different C programs that run on Windows and Linux, and it is not that difficult to do. So I may have like some renewed effort to just fix whatever the problems are. If there is any problems, I haven't actually tried this on Windows, so I'm not really sure. Okay, so that was that one. Oops, that is missing. Thingy, invalidate, need update equals true. And validate need update equals true. All right, thank you for stopping by. Bye. So I think that was all of those ones. Invalidate. Let's delete that one. See if that broke. Okay, so now we'll just do a quick. So yeah, there's nothing here that's everything still looks fine there. So didn't think that broke anything. I shouldn't have broke anything anyways, but oh yeah, this can get deleted. View update. I think if that all that does is return that. I think there is a function that just returns that value. Okay, it's not this function. I think it's like a needs update or something. Need update. No, it doesn't appear to be, so that's okay. I should commit this. Okay, so that's all good. Not sure how much more of the view stuff I can delete without moving the selection pointer, so oops. So if I unopaque selection next, I can probably delete a bunch more code. Don't think there's too much more I can delete here. Nope. This is all doing stuff. Oh, here's an interesting function. Probably don't need this function either. So, interesting. $582 view the UI tools. So that can get good. View.h view UI. Let's close that one for now. Oh, thank you for the raid. What were you streaming? I know you were here when I was streaming this morning. What were you up to? He was raw dogging pointer, or he was dog rawing pointers. Interesting. Game dev. Cool. I'll have to actually, maybe I'll have to check out what you were doing. So, What kind of game is it? Uh, turn top line, return last line, turn cell line. Oh, this one I'll keep because selection's opaque right now, but these ones I don't need. Um, oh, cool. Yeah, that's definitely like a good way to. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll have to check out your stream sometime. View lines first. Let's delete this here. Um, wait, lines is not even opaque, so yeah, I'm not that's not really that is really not necessary. Um, view line, so view line first and view line last. First, first and last. Those are going to be deleted. Um, 1771. So, yeah, very cool. Very cool. Top line, bottom line. I think that's what they are called. Have a look here. Where's the structure? Top line, last line, bottom line. Which one was I even returning? I'll have to just check if it was bottom line or last line. So delete those. What was that function? Last line, not bottom line. Oops. Last line, bottom line, last line. Okay, that is that one. Yes, I needed to actually fix that, but now I will just do this to see where the errors are. In UI terminal 246. Lines first, view to top line. Here's another one down here. Top line. View lines first. So this and view lines last. Also in this. So 229 view lines first, view lines, view to top line, and we're gonna go down the lines. Okay, 263 top line, top line. Yeah, sorry, wait for it. 285. Top line. And 289 is this one. Last line. And then 352. Last line. Weird. Sure. I don't know why it's iterating that way. Make sure I'm not like, yeah, just return. View lines last. Okay, interesting. Not really sure why last line has a, oh sorry, the view to last line. Yeah, sorry. So view, the lines in view are the ones that are currently shown on the screen. But there's like more lines in the file. Obviously, they're still connected to the linked list of lines. Just make sure that still compiles. This does. So yeah, obviously this still, there's no issues. So view.h. So there we go. That's up to like 64 lines of nothingness just deleted. So I just want to see where the last line last was, like 885. Oops, 885. Yeah, we're gonna leave that one for now because selection is still an opaque structure. That one can be deleted. So the line, so in sorry, so the view structure is the ones that are currently like in view. So like what okay, so there's two things I guess I should say. So I'm looking right now at we have a structure called window. So that's this whole thing that's on the screen right now is a window, and a window has a view, which is the portion of the file that's currently in view. So those functions were just returning the top line that's in view. So it's like 240 minus 34. So it'd be line like 206 of the file to line 2. I scrolled it, but line 240 or whatever it was. But those line or sorry, those pointers themselves are just what is actually the line thing. Yeah, these pointers themselves. So lines is like all the lines in the file. Because it is just like a pointer to wherever the file is. These are just like some random. These other pointers are just quick accesses for what's currently in view. But this line itself, you could iterate over this line to find every line that is in the file. $885. This is still a function pointer, I think. Don't think I can get access to this one yet. Yes, these functions are not needed either now. None of these are needed. Color column set. I think that's probably only in the one place. This does like check that it's greater than 0. I could change that check to check unsigned so that it's guaranteed to be greater than 0. I think that's what I'll do. And then still just remove this. Color column that close this, open this lua.c color column set. Yeah, so view to color column is equal to lua check unsigned. Or is it capital check unsigned? Check unsigned. No, that's correct. All right, so that would fix that one. And then in this commands.c, we have another one. Color column set if r.I greater than equal to 0. View to color column is equal to arg_I. Fix that one. Now color column get next. Egg color column get. Yeah, so we can delete those. 1 view to color column this lua.c color column, this color column get here, color column. So this was push unsigned, so check unsigned would have been more appropriate. Oops. So color column get. I need to delete that from view.c. Now wrap column as well. It's the same thing. Wrap column set. Wrap column. Oh, this commands. Oops. Wrap column if r.I greater than equal to 0. And to view to wrap column equals arg.I. Okay, so there's that. And the other place it's going to use its Lua as expected. Oops. Wrap column set. Wrap column equals check unsigned. And maybe I made a typo, but that's fine. And then the other one here, wrap column get, is going to get removed as well. So wrap view to wrap column. So wrap column set is gone. Wrap column get should also be gone. Oops. No, it is already gone. I just need to delete the prototype or the function. Wrap column. Bye bye. These are possibly, try those ones in a second here. Few options get. Close that. Close that. We'll scroll through and see if there's more stuff. So the selection is opaque still. So those can all be deleted after. So yeah, for the view, I think the last thing I have is just that one. Yeah, I don't want to move this. So yeah, that would be the last thing for view after I just make sure this, yeah, that's what I thought happened. So just left an extra bracket 1835. Okay. So that, view options get, but that's like a pointer, function pointer. View to UI. Oh, it does do a check for the UI. Yeah, I'll leave this until I delete the UI pointer member. So view.h. So that's pretty good. That was another 84 lines of boilerplate that were just there because of the opaqueness of the view structure. Let's just do a quick make here and do a so there's like 7K of code that's just been removed from the binary, which is good. No problems here. I know it seems like pretty small, but usually I don't like worry that much about binary size if it's real work, but you see everything I've just removed here is it's just doing extra work because we wanted to make the view structure opaque. So all that is just like every one of these things is just like some function redirection where we have to save and restore the stack because you know view was an opaque structure. We couldn't just check what the variable was. Oh yeah, yeah. 7K of binary is like quite a lot for just doing what is like what amounts to like these very basic like one line functions everywhere. Okay, so what else? I think that's probably all I can do with the view. Oops. Let's do a gif stat between here and master. So like 175 total lines of deletion. Um, Not so bad, not so bad. Now, next thing to do is to make this selection structure not opaque because yeah, there's no reason for this to be opaque either. It doesn't save us anything. So where is the selection type def? Above this somewhere. Oh, here. Oh, it's right at the top. Probably these headers need selection to be type def first, so I'd like to remove some of these headers from this other header, but we will have to see if that will. We'll see about doing that after. So uh right. So this actually, if you want to do this, you need to name this struct. We'll do that. Whatever. I'll just let that wrap. That's fine. So that's that one. Now view. Not actually even sure if the selection needs a view pointer to begin with, but yeah, I guess this can be like across files potentially. So it does need like a view pointer. Don't really want to forward declare this. Actually, what I can do is do struct view that, and then put this as a struct view instead. And line is defined somewhere here, I think. Don't need to do that, so we're gonna do that. Get rid of this. Line. Potentially this is gonna be ugly, but let's just move this all down. The cell doesn't need selection, line doesn't need selection, only view needs selection. We do, yes. Unfortunately, they're not the greatest. Um, uh, so, if we go to the test folder, we have like a bunch of different tests. I think most of them are like just for like the Lua type stuff. But I think some of these like core tests do some things. So, I mean, I should be running these, but yeah, so these actually do like a lot of work. Also, all the core tests are like written in C. It's a bit annoying to write new tests, but anyways, yeah. So we do have tests. Let me just stash this change, and then we can do a make test. So some of these, like, so I should probably install, what's it called? Like a version of like SAM, just like a standalone version of SAM. I might need to use like Plan9 port for that. I'm not sure. And then this, all of these are comparisons with Vim, so I kind of need to install Vim if I want to just do these comparisons. Honestly, like I'm not usually that worried about these ones because yeah, they're not really gonna break. At least not by what I'm doing. But anyways, those are like all comparisons with Vim. So I should install Vim and make sure that these all still work. But for now, anyways, all the core tests are fine and all the Lua tests. I'm pretty sure that should have tested the Lua stuff, but run the test.sh. I don't have that installed. That's good. Busted. I don't remember what it's called. Lua busted. Oh, I have to fix that. Yeah, I'll do that later. Anyways, so I guess yeah, I need to install like the Lua busted thing to run the Lua tests, but I haven't really changed any of the Lua functionality, so I'm not really thinking any of that's gonna break. Also, the Lua stuff isn't really that well covered. The core stuff is a little bit more covered than the Lua stuff. So yeah, what was the problem here? The problem was the mark stuff. Struct mark. Oops. We could quote this. That's not what it's called. Type def dot star mark. Okay. That's a tag. That's interesting. Text.h. Does text.h actually have selection in it? No. There's no selections in text.h, so I can move that one. Could also just check these other ones. Selection. No, so that doesn't need to be down here. And array.h, actually array.h definitely does not have that in it. Okay, good. So now all of that is moved. So we've unopaked selection. So next we need to just, next I can start removing those other functions in view that were just dependent on the selection being opaque. So actually I'm just gonna add these first. view.cm unopaque. I'm sure I'm just making up a word called unopaque, but anyways. Make selection unopaque. So if we go into here now, anchored. View selections anchored. Cool anchored. Yeah, so that's like the first thing I can just get rid of. Did I just search view selections anchor? Oh boy, that's used all over the place. Huh. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna pause for a second here and go use the washroom quickly. Some are the view selections anchored getter. Yeah. So that those will also get removed. So actually, since this is like called in so many places, I imagine this is gonna shrink the binary array quite a bit because now instead of having to put a bunch of function, pushing and popping the stack and whatever other stuff that the compiler has to insert when you call a function, we won't need to do that anymore. So that is good. So anchored and anchored. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. Let's just highlight all of this so that I can actually see what I want. View selections anchor, like that should. I don't know if I can. I need to fix that that plugin. Anyways, view selections anchor. We'll start with this one. View selections anchored, anchor and anchored. Oops. That. Yeah. So. Oh, did I like not delete comment? Oops. It's okay. Oh, no, it's just a duplicated comment for some reason. Interesting. Stop trying to do that. So view selections anchor. Delete that. And just everywhere I see this, I'll just do this. Delete that. So I might as well just delete both of these while I'm looking at them. And this whole group. Anchored returns that, and the other one just sets that. So okay, close that, open this modes.c. Yeah, so anchor. This is just setting s to anchored. Goes true. Those are those two, and then anchored. Oh, so that's in this marks, not this mode. Open this marks.c. Sure. View selections primary get anchored. Probably remove this as well, but I'll look at that after. Oops. Anchored. What else do we got here? $1270. Sorry, sam.c. Open sam.c. 1273. Viewed selections anchor. Anchored. Oops. Oh, it's just not see the selection, it's just selection. To do that, anchored anchored equals true. Be those ones. Main.c 1243 anchored well, the main.c this.c 900 that one. Those are header. This lua.c 2360 lua push bool cell to anchored cell to anchored equals true. Cell to anchored equals this. Should I delete that from here? Make. Cool. Nothing there is broken. I think I just need to check one to make sure I didn't do something dumb. Cool. We can get rid of all of that. And what else do we got? I guess I should just add that as a save point. Oops. U.h. Okay. How long have I been live? Oh, okay. So just figure out where I'm gonna think this actually pretty sure this. Okay, this is like a bit more complicated. Never mind, I'll just leave that for now. Okay, so I think I'll probably come back to this stuff tomorrow. So here's another one that can be deleted actually. But I'm gonna leave these, I think, until tomorrow and take a break for now. So what I should do is find someone to raid. So I am done. Let's see here. Is there anyone interesting to raid in the software stream? Yeah. Yeah. Um, FreeBSD hacking. That sounds interesting. See what he's working on. Uh, does not look like he's doing any FreeBSD work. Looks like FreeBSD is just the FreeBSD is just the operating system that he's running on, I think. Um, huh. Oh, here's someone. Okay, they're programming the Pico 8. Let's we'll go to do this guy. Let's see, how do I go to my dashboard and figure out how to raid someone. Raid. Mudbound Dragon. All right, cool. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll go and check out what Mudbound Dragon's doing with the Pico 8. So the Pico 8 is a fun little embedded system where you can do all sorts of fun stuff. Yep, and see you guys. I think I stopped streaming.